So let's just get kind of settled in our space. We can concentrate on our practice and put our whole mind and body into the practice we're going to take on. All right, so again, if you're just joining, if you'd like to have a strap, we're going to be using a strap, but it's not necessary if you're super flexible. Blocks are always welcome. And let's get started seated for a quick little meditation as we get into practice. And just have your strap nearby if you're using one. All right. As you're settling in, I want you to sit up nice and tall through your spine. Elongating the spine, thinking of the head pulling toward the ceiling, tailbone pulling toward the earth. This posture can be as active as you want it to be. So the taller you sit, pulling your navel into spine, but relax the shoulders down. And start to breathe. Eyes are gently closed if that feels good for you. And as you're breathing, I want you to come into your physical body. I want you to work on connecting the mind with the body as we make space with our breath. Notice when you make space, the chest expands, the belly expands. And every time you exhale, feel everything collapsing in, pressing out the old stale air, any garbage in your mind or your body, let it go here. As you're sitting here, take note of how you feel now so we can compare it with how you feel at the end of class. Notice if you're feeling tension anywhere in your body. Let's begin to release it now. Maybe you're clenching your fists. Relax your hands. Maybe you're clenching your jaw. Relax through the teeth and the jaw, through the mouth, the tongue. And as your eyelids are closed, feel them nice and heavy for a moment. Relax, no clenching through the eyes or between the space of the eyebrows. Where are your shoulders? Are they creeping up to the ears? Or are you rolling them down and back? Really feel that relaxation. All these spaces of tension we tend to hold. We let those go. And together as a group, let's release all the air out of our bodies. Feel all the air release. Then seal your lips. Begin to inhale through the nose. A nice deep inhale, filling all the way up through the belly, the chest. Feel it expand. Make space. Sit up tall. And when you're ready, open the mouth. Exhale, release, let go. Let's do that one more time. Seal the lips. Breathe all the way in. Fill up. Expansion, space. Hold it. And open the mouth. When you're ready, release. Breathe out. Relax to the mouth. Gently blink open the eyes here. Setting an intention of class and practice to engage with the mind and the body, to connect. We want to make connection. When we connect the mind to the body, we're present, we're in our space. That's where changes happen. Take your arms, bring an inhale up overhead. Reach up, hold here. Bring your palms together, exhale through heart center. Do that again. Bring the palms down and open. Inhale, big circle up. Palms meet overhead. Exhale through center, bring your palms. One more time, inhale, arms up, getting some movement in the shoulders, palms pressed together, shoulders drop down. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring your hands to your knees. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, down and back a few times. Good. Release, relax, bring your hands forward. Coming to all fours, if you were sitting on a pillow or a block, you can move that to the side. Have your strap nearby. Again, this strap can be a belt, it can be your yoga strap, It could be a towel, anything that's going to give you just a couple inches extra length to do some stretching. Go ahead, come to a seat with your knees bent. Again, strap is nearby if you need it. Feet are about hips width distance apart. Sit up nice and tall so you're sitting on your tailbone. Good, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Here we're going to do a little bit of cat-cow seated with your knees bent. So go ahead and sit up tall, take a breath in. On the exhale, arch yourself forward, tuck your chin to your chest, pull on your shins or behind your thighs. On your next inhale, open up chest, shoulders open and back. Maybe your gaze goes up if it feels good on the neck. Exhale, roll the shoulders, arch the spine, pull the navel in, tuck that chin. Inhale, up and open. Continue here, exhale, arch. Tuck the navel, chin. Inhale, open. Elongate the spine, make it nice and tall. Exhale, arch, come in. On your next inhale, sit up tall. This time on your exhale, tuck the chin, roll the spine, and slowly come down. Bring your arms by your sides, one vertebrae at a time. Keep the chin tucked. Let the back of the head be the last thing to meet the mat. Keep the knees bent. Good. As you're here, keep both knees bent. Bring your heels closer to your glutes. Have your strap in hand or across your belly if you need it. Bring your right knee towards your armpits. So your leg's gonna go kind of on the outside of your rib cage. We don't want it directly on our rib cage. So just let it graze the outside. Roll out the ankle one way, opening, then the other. Good, the left knee can stay bent as it is. We're gonna stretch open this right leg. Options here, you can bring your two-piece fingers to your big toe and slowly start to stretch open your leg if you can reach. Just make sure your head is staying on the floor. That's where the stretch is. If you need length, this is where your strap will come in handy. Put it around the ball of the foot and slowly stretch open. Holding here, tuck your chin into your chest. All of your back and spine are flat on the mat. If you want a little more, you can straighten the left leg. That's going to give you a deeper stretch. Flex your right toes towards your face, flex the left toes toward your face, and pull. Notice the back of the leg. Feel the tightness you probably have because it's your first big stretch of the day. Pull a little gently. Give yourself time. When you feel tension and tightness, breathe through it. Inhale, release slightly. Exhale, pull a little deeper towards your face. Again, the left knee can be straight or bent, depending on your flexibility level. On the next inhale, pull a little deeper. On the exhale, bring your right foot across your body for a supine twist. As you're here, the right leg's coming across the left side body. Keep your right shoulder rolling down. Flex your right toes. The left leg, again, can be straight or bent. Try and gaze off to your right. Feel that supine twist through the spine and the outside of the right hip, that IT band. The iliotibial band gets tight when we sit a lot. If you're a runner, all of it gets wound up and tight. This is a nice release. As you flex your toes of the right foot towards your face, as if you're kicking through the left wall, you'll really feel ignition through that outside thigh. Again, the right shoulder should be down, so only go as far as you can for the right shoulder to not lift. That way you get a deep twist and you'll get that nice IT band opener. Take one more deep breath here. Maybe you go a little deeper on the exhale. On your next inhale, come back through center gently. Hold where you started. Get flat on your back. Hips are flat. Pull your toes toward your face. Breathe in. And on the exhale, open up to the right. Let the right leg fall out. Put your left hand on top of the front of the left hip. That's going to help the left hip from moving and rolling up. The object here is to keep the left shoulder down, the left hip down, and open up through the right inner hip joint. And then if you want to pull your toes closer to your face, maybe you Have the left knee bent still, or maybe it's straight. That's your call on what your level is. Feel the difference. If your knee is slightly bent, maybe you start to slowly straighten and feel that opening happen. Breathe here. Good. On your next inhale, come back through center where we started. You're flat on the back. Flex your right toes toward your face. Feel the opening through the back of the leg. And go ahead and release. Bring your right knee into your chest along with the left knee. Pull the knees apart so they graze the outside of the ribs and pull them towards your armpits. Squeezing, keeping the back of the head on the mat. Now bring the right foot to the mat. Keep the knee bent. We're going to do the same thing other side. You can do peace fingers, start to straighten the left leg up. Maybe this side's a little tighter, I know it is for me. So maybe you use your fingers or you go for the strap. Flex the toes toward your face. Again, if you want, straighten that right leg and get more depth. You're going to really feel the opening, feel the change. Take your time with this and breathe. I want you to connect with your mind to your body. Feel the opening. Take note of what's happening. As we stretch, we release, we get deep in the fascia. And as you release mentally, you release physically. Take a breath in here. On the exhale, let's do a supine twist, keeping the legs straight if you can, or have a slight bend. Keep your left shoulder down, gaze to the left. Same thing here. If your left shoulder starts to roll up, then bring the left leg up more. We want to keep that left shoulder down, or else we're defeating the purpose of our stretch. Right leg can be straight or bent. Left leg has either the strap on the foot or you've got peace fingers on the big toe. Again, as you're here, feel the IT band open and stretch. Feel a nice twist in the back. On your next inhale, come back through center, flat on the back. Same thing, we're gonna stretch and then open up to the left. Let the left foot fall out to the left. Keep your right palm on the front of the right hip to make sure it's not rolling open and up. Back of the head is down. Right leg can be bent if you like. If you want more, begin to straighten. When we're trying to connect to our mind and our body together, we tend to drift off. So ways of doing that is to anchor into your breath. And also concentrate on the areas that are feeling tight and think about releasing. Keep yourself here and now. Good. On your next inhale, we come through center. On your back, same thing. Flex the toes just where we started. Pull a little deeper, see where you can go. Big breath in. Big breath out. And we're going to release. You can set your strap to the side for now. We might need it later. Bend both knees in. Pull them towards your armpits. Rock left to right. If you'd like to find a little happy baby here, grab for the bottoms of the feet. Roll the tailbone flat to the earth. You can grab for the feet, the ankles, or behind the thighs and just pull down. Feel that nice hip opener. Maybe you straighten one leg, then the other, getting a little movement after those stretches. Good. Bring both knees in and rock and roll along your spine 3 or 4 times. Keep the chin tucked. We're twisting to the spine, so this is just giving you a little alignment. Roll all the way up till you're at all fours. Once you're at all fours, palms are nice and wide. In all fours, you want to make sure hips are stacked over the knees, top of the feet are on the mat, shoulders over the wrists, palms are wide like a starfish. Gaze is down. Think of pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Take a big breath in, drop the belly down, gaze up, find that nice cat-cow position. We're in cow pose here, tucking the tailbone up. Exhale, find cat pose, arch the spine, press away from your mat. Come back to a neutral spine, stay here. Moving on a little deeper, take the left leg out to the side. We don't want to slide out, make sure we're still staying stacked with the right hip over the left. Your foot can be flat down on the left side. Moving into cat-cow here. Inhale, gaze up, drop the belly down. Exhale, arch the spine, tuck the tailbone, keep that leg long. Inhale up, gaze, drop the belly down, tailbone points to the sky. Exhale, arch, tuck the tailbone. One more of each. Inhale, gaze up. And exhale, arch, tuck the tailbone. And inhale, come back to your neutral spine. Bring that left knee back under. This time, right leg is going out to the side. Try and keep your foot flat. Make sure the left hip's staying over the left knee. We don't want to slide out with that leg. Good. Inhale, drop the belly down, moving into cat-cow. Cow pose here, gaze up, tailbone points. Exhale, press away, tuck the chin to chest, tailbone tucks under. Inhale, gaze up. And exhale, arch. One more of each, gaze up, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Come back to a neutral spine, bring both knees underneath. Moving into a puppy pose, couple options here. Puppy pose, you can sit your hips back and come down like a child's pose and bring your chin to the mat. Arms are long. If you want a little more, bring yourself forward and keep your hips stacked over your knees. So chin is down, you're gazing forward. If you want even more, lift the knees up and come to the balls of the feet. We're gonna breathe here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down. Sit the hips back, knees go wide, child's pose. Hips to the heels. Forehead's down. Massage the forehead for 1 or 2 seconds here. Giving your back a little rest. Come back up to all fours. Getting a little back bend ready. Once you're at all fours, make sure we're stacked appropriately. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Inhale, left arm goes long, like you're shaking someone's hand in front of you. Think of the bicep being next to the ear. Gaze stays down to keep the neck long. If you want to continue on, kick the right leg back, so you're making one long line. Engage the right glute, so we have opposite hand and foot up. Pull your navel into spine for balance. You can stay here. If you want even more, reach back and reach for the top of your foot, left hand to right foot. Kick your right foot into your hand, find balance. It's a scorpion pose. Kicking hard, the more you kick, the more balance you'll have. So finding balance here, those stabilizer muscles are working. Make sure you're keeping your gaze down. Concentrate on something, not moving. Kick 1 inch higher. And exhale, come back to all fours. Good. Moving on to the other side. Inhale, right arm goes long. Think of the bicep framing the right ear. You can stay here, your thumb is pointed up. It's like you're shaking someone's hand in front of you. If you want more, kick the left foot back. Flex that foot like you're kicking through the back wall. Remember, we don't want to be sagging here. Keep the navel to spine. Make this active. You're finding balance in this pose. Talking about stabilizer muscles. Now, if you want more, kick the left heel toward the glute. Reach back with the right hand for the top of the foot. Kick your left foot into your right hand. Try and go a little higher toward the ceiling. Gaze is down. Shoulders are away from the ears. Dig your fingers on the left hand into the mat to help with balance. Good, 1 more inch kick. And exhale, come to all fours. Good. We're gonna do a puppy pose once again. Option to go a little deeper this time if you want. So here's your option, slide your arms down, chin to the mat. If you want more, slide forward a little more. And if you want to go even deeper, kick your hips to the sky, come to the balls of the feet. And we're here for 4. Breathe for 3, 2, heels down for the 1, hands underneath the shoulders. Sit back, child's pose. Give your spine a little rest. Child's pose, our hips are to the heels, knees are wide, arms are out long. Breathe. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. Wonderful. Go ahead and begin to shift yourself back up to all fours. Palms underneath. Moving into our first down dog here, tuck the toes. Anytime you go into a down dog, if you're in a good all 4 position like we've been in, you should be able to go directly into a good down dog. Go ahead and press back and up. As you're here, you're gonna have your feet about hips width distance. Notice where my head is. It's between the biceps. My ears are being framed by the biceps. We don't wanna try and shift ourselves forward and look forward. You're just gonna strain your neck. If you have wrist problems, a lot of people have a lot of pain in down dog. Think of putting weight into the space between the thumb and the index finger. Dig the finger pads in. Don't crush into your wrists. Bring it more toward the midline. Pedal out 1 heel at a time, feeling the backs of the legs open more and more. Think of pressing away from your palms and pushing your chest towards your thighs. Maybe you lift both heels at the same time, come to the balls of the feet, and melt them both down. Feel those legs really open. Breathing here, inhale, lift both heels high. And exhale, feel them open. Good. Now we're gonna move into another scorpion pose. This is gonna be kind of like what we did before. Inhale your right leg high, but now we're in a down dog doing it. So find if you can stay here, bend the knee, let the heel kick towards the butt. Now you can stay here if you want to. If you want a little more, you can reach your left hand back and try and grab for the top of your foot. This is not an easy pose, but it's balance work. The more you kick your foot into your hand for 4, 3, 2, down dog on the 1. Bring your right foot back down, the left hand down. Pedal out the heels. If you need to take a rest, come to all fours. Breathe. Reset. Bring palms wide, press back up, down dog. Good. Getting some nice stabilization. Pedal the heels. When you're ready, inhale, this time left leg goes high. Kick the heel towards the glute. You can stay here. This is also a good balance. Good. If you want more, take your right hand back, grab for the top of your foot, and concentrate on your balance for 4. Pull your navel to spine for 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Good. Go ahead and rest your heels or your knees. Child's pose. Hips to heels, forehead down. Breathe right here. All these balancing positions, anything that you're doing balancing, if you concentrate on one thing in the room that's not moving, it's really going to help you. The other thing to do is think of pulling everything into the midline or kicking your hand or your foot into your hand if we've got the foot in the hand. All those things are going to stabilize and help you. On your next inhale, come back to all fours. Tuck the toes. Hips go high. Gaze goes forward. Slowly begin to walk yourself towards your feet, towards your hands. Find your Ragdoll Pose. In your Ragdoll Pose, release your head, your neck. Feet are about hips width distance apart. Have a nice bend in the knees. This is going to help with traction on the spine. You can waver left to right here. You can grab opposite elbows. Just make sure your head is heavy. We don't want to strain the neck. Your torso is resting on your thighs. If you want a little shoulder opener, connect your hands together and clasp. Let them fall over the nape of the neck. Back and open. Head is hanging. Find what works here. Good. Your hands are clasped. Go ahead and release them back down. Let your hands hang heavy. Head hang heavy. I'm going to count you up. We're going to roll all the way up with your head being the last thing to come up and arrive. For the count of 4, slowly start to lift yourself one vertebrae at a time. For 3, arms are hanging heavy. For 2, slowly coming up, head's the last thing on the 1. Roll the shoulders down and back. Tadasana Mountain Pose. Roll your thumbs open and back. When you're in Tadasana, think of your feet really grounding into your mat. Thumbs roll open, pinkies roll forward, palms face forward. Think of putting your chin a little tucked towards your chest as you tuck the tailbone under, pulling your navel to spine. Feel all these little things that you can connect with. Think of pulling your top of your head towards the ceiling, the tailbone towards the earth. And each toe mound just drags into your mat, really stabilizing you. The last thing is, think of lifting the kneecaps all the way to the sky. That's going to ignite the quads. Feel how active you are in this mountain pose. Breathe here. Settle in. Good. On your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Clasp your right hand around your left wrist. Pull that arm up as if you're pulling the left arm out of the shoulder socket. Take a breath. On the exhale, lean over to the right. Feel that left side body open as you lean to the right. Pull on your wrist. Feel a little balance here. Dig your toes in, lift the kneecaps. As you're here, feel the left side body open. Maybe you gaze up past the left arm. We tend to roll forward, roll open and back. See how far you can go. And inhale, come back up. Switch your grip, left hand around the right wrist. Pull that arm out of the socket almost. Breathing in and exhale to the left this time. Feel that opening. Pull on that left arm, the left arm pulls the right arm. Gaze up past the right armpit. Feel the feet stabilized. Lift your kneecaps. Make this active. Inhale back through center. On your exhale, bring your hands to the low back. Feel a little back bend. Press the hips forward. As you're here, gaze up. See how deep you can go? Maybe you gaze to the back of the room. What we tend to do in back bends is hold through our abdomen. What we want to do is open through the abdomen. Inhale, come back through center. Arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Slight bend in the knees. Feel the back release after those back bends and twists. Breathe here. On your next inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to the front of the shins. Shoulders pull down from the ears. Notice I'm making pretty much a number 7 with my body, or an upside down L. You can be here. As long as you can keep your back flat, you can reach your fingers to the floor if you want. But notice my back doesn't bend. I'm not here. I'm active. Legs are straight. So you can be at your thighs, your shins. Wherever you are, think of gazing over an edge or a cliff. Think of shifting your weight forward slightly. Feel the backs of the legs open. Take another breath here. Exhale, fold. Slight bend in the knees. On your next inhale, reverse swan dive. Open your arms all the way up. Gaze and exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to go through that one more time. See if we can go a little deeper this time. Inhale, arms up. Right hand grasp the left wrist. Pull that left arm out of the socket. Exhale and lean over. And we know I don't mean completely out of the socket. Just have that feeling, that stretch. See if you can go a little deeper. Lift the kneecaps. Don't roll forward. Inhale back through center. Switch your grip, left hand, right wrist. Exhale to the left. Feel that opening. Pull on that right arm. Good, reach, reach, reach. And inhale, come back through center. On your exhale, find your back bend. Hands can come to the low back, that flat part of the sacrum. Press your hips forward. Gaze maybe goes up or all the way back. Squeeze your elbows together here. Only go as deep as what feels good. Open up the front body. And inhale, come back through center. Arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, your arms open, forward fold, slight bend in the knees. Give yourself traction through the spine. Allow yourself to hang for a moment. No tension in the neck or spine. Good, on the next inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins, shoulders pull down or back. Staying here again, think of looking over the cliff. Try and keep your legs straight. Lift the kneecaps. And exhale, forward fold. Next inhale, reverse swan dive, arms open all the way up. Hands over top of the head. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good, shake it out. We're gonna do a little bit of standing balance work. You are welcome to use a strap or a towel here. You may or may not need it, but I'll give you options. I just keep it around my neck in case. That way it's readily available. We'll start with tree pose just to get warmed up. You won't need your strap for this one, but we'll move into another one from there. Taking weight into your left foot to start. Dig your toe mounds in and find your options here. So you can start by kickstanding and putting your foot to the inside of the ankle. You can keep your toes down. You can go up towards the calf. Press your foot into the calf. Lift the left kneecap. Just don't put yourself on your knee joint. We don't want to put pressure on the joints. If you want to go next level, bring your foot to the inside of the thigh and press your thigh and your foot together. That's going to help with those stabilizers I talked about. We put pressure together, we hug into the midline, everything balances. With your hands, they can be at heart center or bring them up overhead. Good. As you're here, lifting that left kneecap, pressing the right foot into the left thigh. Feel that balance. Pull your navel in, concentrate. We're getting that mind-body connection. This is what this practice is about today, is connecting, being present, stabilizing our lives. Stability can be everything. Breathe here for 4. If you want a little more, you could try closing your eyes for 3. You can come to the ball of your foot for 2. And on the 1, bring everything down, relax, release. Good, guys. Moving into the other side, roll out the ankles. Right foot's now gonna take the weight. Lift the right kneecap. Find your options. You can kickstand your left foot to the inner thigh, the inner ankle. You can go up to your calf. Skip the knee and go all the way up to the inner thigh. Wherever you are, press that foot in and lift your kneecap. Find stability. This knee should be rolling to the back of the room. You should have open hips. Again, the arms can be out. They can be at hand center. You could do prayer hands behind the back. Find whatever works for you. And breathe. If you want to try that, close your eyes. And also, as we're connecting, notice how you feel on this side compared to the other side. Breathe through. You've just got 4. Bring your tailbone down and tuck it under for 3. Pull your navel to spine for 2. And on the 1, release, let go. Good. Wonderful. We're going to move into a little bit of a warrior 3 and give you some options here. So what we're doing in this one, take yourself to about the middle of your mat. If there's a wall in front of you, go a little further. We want room for our arms. You're going to start with your right knee bent. As you're here, left foot's taking the weight. You can take your peace fingers of your right hand and grab for the big toes. You can stay here. This might be the option you stay at. If you want, you can use your strap and wrap it around the bottom of your foot with both hands or one hand. This is where the strap comes in handy. Now you can stay here or begin to kick your foot in front of you. Once you're doing that, try and sit up tall. Straighten the leg. And if you want more, bring the leg out to the side. Good. Bring your left arm out. You can gaze over to the left hand. Find your layer. You can go through each layer. You can try to stay at the beginning. Breathe. Lift the kneecap of the left leg. Stabilize. Concentrate on something not moving. Slowly bring your foot back to front if you're here. And then keep your foot out. Bring your hands to heart center. If you want, you can bend the knee here. And then we're going to slowly kick back to Warrior 3. Try not to let the right foot down. Find balance in the left leg. Warrior 3, we're coming down. Hands are at heart center. Try and parallel your torso with your mat. Flex your right foot. You can go to airplane arms and bring your arms out by your sides, pinkies toward the ceiling. Try and square your right hip off with the left. If you want even more, biceps frame the ears, reach toward the front wall. You've got 4, 3, 2, come up on the 1 with balance and control, release. Good, roll out the ankles, give yourself a moment. That's a pretty intense one, and one you can move through at whatever layer or level you want to. So we're gonna do the other side. Remember where you were on the first side. Maybe you go a step further on the other side. Maybe you need to step it down. Just listen to your body, see how each side feels for you. So let's start. This time, right leg's taking the weight. You can have your strap if you need it. If not, toss it. And remember, give yourself space between the wall in front of you. Bend that left knee, flex the left toes. You can stay here, or take your left peace fingers, grab for the big toe, or wrap your strap. You can stay here, pulling that knee up, trying to elongate the spine. If you want more, kick your foot in front of you. Maybe you stay here. Next layer, left foot comes all the way out. And you're making a 7 between your legs. Right arm can go out for balance. Breathe. Finding that balance here. Good, slowly come back through center if you're not there. Keep your leg long, release. Bend the knee. Take your time, kick back, bring your hands to heart center, Warrior 3. All this balance work, gaze down. Kick your heel towards the sky, but keep the left hip in alignment with the right. Parallel your body. Airplane arms if you want. Pinkies toward the sky, palms face in. If you want even more, full Warrior 3. Reach forward, biceps frame the ears for 4, 3, 2. Come up on the 1. Good, hands to heart center. Breathe it out, shake it out. Wonderful job, guys. Good, breathe. One more big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. It's a lot of concentration, a lot of strength. You're doing great. All right, and anytime we fall out of balancing, it's completely fine. Laugh it off, move on, try again. Okay, inhale, arms up overhead. Listen for this, exhale, back bend, find your hands to the low back. If you want more, bring your arms up overhead. Cactus them out. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. We were here before. And on your exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank and hold. When we're in a high plank, we're always using stabilizer muscles. If this is too much, drop your knees down. But keep your shoulders over your wrists. Your hips are forward, not directly over the knees. We're not here, we're here, or your knees are up. Puff up the space between your shoulder blades. On your next inhale, we're gonna roll open to a side plank. Right hand, right edge of the foot opens up here. You can stack your feet one in front of the other for balance. You can put them on top of each other. You can drop the back knee down. Wherever you are, think of lifting the left side body. Look how my arms are stacked over one another. We're not here, we're forward. If you want more, lift that top leg up, find balance. Your gaze can go up for 4, 3, 2, high plank on the 1, moving into the other side, roll open. This time, right arm goes up, left hand takes the weight. Remember your options. Bottom leg can be down. Make sure you're lifting the right side body up. You're using and engaging your obliques here. If you want more, make sure your shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Right leg can go up. Just 4, 3, 2, high plank on the 1. If you want, you can flow through a chaturanga here. So you go all the way down, halfway. Inhale, up dog. Come to the tops of your feet. Thighs are off the mat. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down dog, press back. Big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Drop your knees down. Let's do another puppy pose. As you're here, start to reach your hands forward. Chin towards your mat. The further you slide, the closer you'll get. If you want more, same thing. Lift the knees up as we did before. Breathe for 4, 3, 2, knees down on the 1, hands under the shoulders. Knees go wide, big toes to touch. Find a child's pose. Keep breathing here. Maybe massage your forehead. I know class started out a little bit just low, long stretching, but once you get into that stabilizing, balancing work, you're going to get your blood flowing. And that's what we want. I'm sure at the beginning you were like, oh, this is great. It's so slow. It stays slow, but it definitely, we still can get the heart rate going without making a lot of movement in our body. So take note of that. On your next inhale, come back and shift all the way forward to Sphinx pose on your belly. When we're in Sphinx pose, our torso's down, our forearms are down, shoulders are stacked over the elbows, palms are nice and wide, tops of the feet are pressing into the mat, slightly apart from one another. And then think of just gripping your hands and pulling your chest through your biceps, keeping those forearms down. Make that active. Press the tops of the feet down. Gaze is just a few inches in front of your fingertips. Make it active. Pull, 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 and release. Now, if you want to go a little further, moving into seal pose, straighten the arms this time. As the arms are straightened, you can stay here, or you can start to walk your hands back for more of a back bend and opener. Wherever you are, just make sure your hips are still down, your pelvis is down. As soon as it starts to lift, you've gone too far. You want to just find a back bend here. So maybe you're halfway, but if you're here and your hips are up, we don't want that. We want the hips down. Go this back bend, maybe your head goes back if that feels good. Next layer, if you want more, kick both heels up towards your head. And exhale, release. Let's find a passive stretch of the neck. Bring your right cheek to the mat. And then bring your arms down by your sides, palms face up. Pull the shoulders down and just let gravity pull. This is a nice passive stretch for the neck. Little pressure. Your right ear should be down with the cheek. Your shoulders should be away. The neck should be long. If you want, you can bend your knees and rock left to right with your feet. Good. Bring your chin to your mat. Bring your tops of your feet back down. Hands go underneath the palm or the shoulders. Palms are down, elbows are squeezing in. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift yourself up. Cobra Pose. Use your back muscles. Maybe you lift your palms off the mat, so just your back muscles are holding you. Gaze is down. Shoulders are away from the ears for 4. Try and lift a little higher for 3. 1 more inch for 2. And release down on the 1. Left cheek to the mat this time. Palms are by the sides. Feel that nice passive stretch on your neck just on the other side. When you're in this stretch, it doesn't feel like much is happening, but as long as you're doing it properly with proper alignment, you're getting a nice little stretch of those muscles without putting pressure on your cervical spine. Take 2 breaths here. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Good. On your next breath in, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up and back. Child's pose. 2 breaths in child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees wide, arms long. Good. Coming back up. We're going to go into a down dog. Come to all 4s, tuck the toes, press your hips high, down dog. I'll give you 2 options. We are going to go into a pigeon pose. So with pigeon pose, if this is too much on your knees, we can go into a figure 4. I'll show it to you and I'll show you the other option. If you already know figure 4 and you know you want to be in it, go for it now. Inhale, your right leg's going to go high. On the exhale, bring your right knee behind the right wrist, your right ankle behind the left wrist, and slowly come down. Couple options here. Left leg should be long. When you look back, it should be parallel with the length of your mat. Your front shin, you want it parallel with the top of your mat, but that's a really deep stretch. If it's too deep, bring your heel towards your person, towards your groin, and then you're a little less. We want to make sure our hips are squared off and we're facing forward. You can stay here, or you can come down into sleeping pigeon. Bring your forehead to the mat. Go ahead and take that position. For those of you that want a figure 4, because that's too deep on the hips or knees, come seated with the knees bent. Cross the right ankle behind the left knee, and then you're going to just come back and rock. You can put your right hand through that little keyhole you made with your knee and reach around either for the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. Wherever you are, whether you're in pigeon or you're in figure 4, keep the right foot flexed. That's going to protect the knee joint. And then pull in. The left foot can be just chilling, but the right foot needs to be flexing. Keep the back of your head down and stay there. When we're in a pigeon or any kind of pose like this, we want to fidget. This is where you want to relax. Your mind's telling you, I want to move, I got out of this pose, I'm uncomfortable. Allow yourself to be in it. Be comfortable with the discomfort and get used to the space you're in. Very important. This is a mental game along with the physical. One more deep breath wherever you are. And I want you to stay for your exhale. If you're in sleeping pigeon, go ahead and start to work your way back up. Place your palms underneath your shoulders. If you're in figure 4, you can come out, keep your knees bent and lay on your back. Pigeons, we're going to tuck the back toes, kick the right leg high. 3-legged dog. You can kick the heel towards the glute, open up the hip, and meet me in down dog when you're ready. Good. On your next inhale, same thing, left leg goes high. Bend the knee, kick the heel. And on the exhale, left ankle behind right wrist, left knee behind left wrist. As you're here, notice how you feel. Are you tighter? And again, parallel with the front of the mat is harder. You need more flexibility. So pull the ankle, pull the heel in. Just keep the left foot flexing to protect the knee. When you gaze back, is that right leg parallel with the side of your mat? We don't want it off to the side or off the mat or towards the midline. And then stay here, or go ahead and come down to your pigeon, sleeping pigeon. I'll show you figure 4 once again. You'll start with your knees bent, sitting up, left ankle behind the right knee, and then go back, and then pull that knee in. Again, you put your hand through that little loophole you made, front of the shin, back of the thigh. Right ankle relaxes, the left foot is flexing, back of the head's on the mat. Find your layer of what works for you. And breathe here. Remember, when you're in your pigeons, we get anxious, we want to move, we want to fidget. What can you do to mentally talk yourself out of that feeling? Take deep breaths. Really melt into this posture. Be in the space. Take one more nice deep breath in wherever you are. Open mouth. Exhale, release. If you're in a sleeping pigeon, slowly work your way back up. Place your hands on your mat under your shoulders. Tuck the back toes. Kick the left leg high. Down dog, 3-legged. Kick your heel towards your glute. Find what works here. If you have flip your dog, you can do that. And meet me, down dog. If you're in a figure 4, roll yourself forward to all fours. Everyone meet in all fours. Keep your knees together. Untuck the toes. Sit your hips to your heels. Embryo pose. So with embryo pose, your hands are going to come by your sides here. Palms are up. Forehead comes down. Feel the pressure of the torso and chest on your knees and thighs. Breathe. This is a nice, relaxing, passive space to be in. Anytime you experience any anxiety or restlessness or overly stressed, just fall into this space, this position, and breathe. Two more breaths. Moving on, bring your hands out in front of you. Come to all fours gently. Come forward, bring your legs through in front of you. Flex your toes. Take a big breath in. As your legs are straight, you're going to reach forward for your toes. If you can't reach your toes, use your strap or start with the knees bent and reach. And slowly begin to straighten as far as you can before you start slouching. Keep the back long, spine flat. And as soon as you can go further, relax yourself down. On your next inhale, slowly work yourself back up. Bend your knees. Moving into our final pose, tuck your chin, roll yourself back one vertebrae at a time like we did at the beginning of class. All the way down, let the head be the last thing to come down. You can leave your knees bent or you can let them fall out to reclined coddlers, Supta Baddha Konasana, or straighten them long for Shavasana. We're in our Shavasana pose, so whatever you'd like to do to make yourself comfortable. We'll just be here for a minute or two, and of course you can stay longer. I'll bring you back in just a few moments. But as you lay here, I want you to think of your practice, where you were from where you started to where you are at the finish. See where you're holding tension. Anything else you want to let go, now's the time. I'll bring you back in a moment. As you're in Shavasana, you're of course welcome to stay in Shavasana, or you can begin to awaken and move the body. Being in your present moment, ready to take on your day, your evening. Rolling out wrists and ankles. Reach your arms up overhead. Stretch your body, pulling it apart from the midline, reaching your toes and hands in opposition. Massage the back of your head, left to right. And when you're ready, pull your knees in and rock and roll up to a seated position at your pace. Once you're in a seated position, eyes are closed, or if you're on your back, just stay relaxing. Thinking over your practice and finding gratitude. As you come back to your intention from the beginning of class, we were talking about presence and being connected, connection of mind and body. Continue on with that through your day and through your week. Being present by connection. Finding your hands at heart center, bow our heads. Bring your thumbs up to third eye center, a space of intuition and open-mindedness. Open-minded with ourselves, open-minded to one another. Namaste. Thank you all for joining